up, YouTube? I am your host, Mediocre tutorials and reviews. Back in here with one more video. Guys, you clicked on this video because you saw the thumbnail, you saw the title of this video, so you already know what time it is. It is time to get active. Guys, I recently uploaded to my community chat post. Let's just drop back down in there, okay? I recently uploaded a meme that was sent over to me in my Discord server, all right, which is attached to my Patreon, link down in the description box down below. Now, this meme, it looks like it's going to get the highest likes and probably the highest comments that I've ever received on my YouTube channel. Every time that I see likes and comments as high as what this is, I say to myself, I got to do a video about it. So guys, keep on voting with your comments and your likes, okay? But it's a very impactful meme that deserves respect and that I identified within myself. So I wanted to talk about this real quick, all right? So the meme starts out of a picture of Donald Glover, which, by the way, is a magnificently talented brother. All right. I'm going to digress here for a quick second. I'm born in 1985. So me growing up in the 90s, right? 80s, 90s, right? Like my example that I would look at for someone who looked like me on how to do it, how to be successful, from my opinion, was pre-entanglement Will Smith. Okay. Pre-entanglement, triple threat. Every sense and idea of the word. Super talented, super talented. I would say if you grew up in the 90s, right, maybe early 2000s, Donald Glover is now that example of a triple threat. Just incredibly talented men that share the melanation within my complexion. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, I digress. The meme starts out, black women will ignore men like this because he's too weird, lame, nerdy, etc. I'm from New York, so we're going to add in there corny. Being called corny in New York is like being called a weirdo in Cali. Just so you guys can have an understanding of the gravity of the situation, you understand? Because geographically, there's different terms of disrespect. But all the black men that's down in there, y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, until he achieves success. Oh, it's a fantastic tux. Then see him with a woman like this, and all of a sudden, label him a sellout. Okay. Now, the reason that this is getting so many likes and so many comments is because of how many of you identify with exactly what this is. Little insight, little analytics on the channel, okay? I have approximately anywhere between 85 to 90% men on this channel. As I look down into the comment section, all of the avatar faces are demonstratively black, okay? So when I put up something like this and I say true or false, it's to get an idea of the way that I think about things. Am I identifying with my audience? Now, there was a couple of things that I posted. I pinned this one up at the top. Shout out to Letitia. As a black woman, I hate this post, but I can't deny that it's facts. I've worked with black men who say black women don't like them because they aren't hood enough. Oh, women, wake up. This mentality is poison. Shout out to Letitia. I appreciate that degree of accountability. There was another comment that's down in here that officially I said to myself, I need to do a video on this. Here's the comment right here. I won't be surprised if MTR were considered lame and nerdy in his younger days by them. He should come out and be honest. LOL. Stop laughing. Because I'm going to come out and be honest right now. All right. Guys, me growing up in New York, all right, in a single parent household, my father raising me. There's unique challenges with what that is, okay? Because on one side of the coin, I walk out into the street, I see the culture, I see how the men act, I see how the men dress, I see how the men demonstrate their ideals of masculinity. But then I went back home and it was a far different example. Far different, okay? And I was often conflicted with what that was, all right? Let me give you guys a couple quick stories that I think will help it make sense, okay? I'll never forget this. I was about 10 or 11 years old, okay? So this is like 96, around there. This is when, you know what I'm saying, Jay-Z, DMX, Darkman X, RIP, okay, was hitting New York heavy. All right, so like the gangster rap, you know, it was at a all-time high. I would say like it probably reached its pinnacle around 2004, Get Rich or Die Trying with 50 Cent. And then it kind of transitioned out of that when Kanye came around wearing pink backpacks and shit like that. Anyway, so growing up in and around that time and seeing that versus what I would see in the household was deeply confusing. So I never forget it. So me and my pops, we left the house one day. One of the things that we like to do was to go bowling. Okay. We left the house this one day and I just decided to forget to put my belt on. Okay. So we got to the bowling alley. My pops hadn't noticed it yet, but by the time that we went to go get the bowling shoes, he had noticed that my pants were hanging off of my ass. As I've seen within the culture, not only on TV, but in my geographic region many, many times before, I thought that it was cool to do, okay? I'll never forget the look on my pops' face when he realized what I did. And my pops has a unique angry face. I'm sure all of y'all pops, you know what I'm talking about. There's the daddy stare. There's the father stare that you know at that point that you done okay? That you done messed up. Now, I'll never forget, because as soon as he saw it, we left immediately. There was no talk. There was no this. There was no that. No, the fun time was over, okay? And I'll never forget the words that he said to me after, okay? And I'm saying words specifically because my pops has never laid a hand and or finger on me as long as I've been alive, but he always used to talk to me. One of the things that he said to me that stuck in my head is, if you follow the crowd, you will always get lost in it. It was a profound statement for me, especially the age that I was at that time, knowing that I'm getting ready in about a year or so to go to junior high school. Puberty was fast approaching. So the push that I was feeling as I'm coming of age to be amongst the crowd that I would see out in public and on media and to demonstrate the things that they were demonstrating, okay, was me following the crowd. And I think that it was really important for me to understand that because I just didn't get it. I just felt like it's something that I needed to do, okay? I took that with me the next couple of years up into high school, and there's a couple of conclusions that I made about myself. Here was the first thing. I love anime. I love anime. Love, love, love anime. All right. When I have more time in my life, you could sit me in front of the TV and I could just watch anime all day, all night. I'm a big fan of Dragon Ball Z. All right. I know the story from front to back to left to right to up, down. I know the whole thing. All right. I love video games. Actually, my second channel I just opened up, I think I'm going to have video game content on there, just like Let's Plays and stuff like that. I like weird hobbies. I like weird things. Like I know how to snowboard pretty well. I know how to ski. You give me any activity and I'm not scared to go out there and try. You put me on a surfboard, you paraglide, you this, you that, and I am there, all right? I've never really liked sports, ever. I've never. I just don't understand the point of watching it. I'll play sports, right? I did martial arts growing up. I'll play sports. However, right, like just to sit and watch it, I just never understood it. I'd rather go out and play it than to sit back and watch it, and to watch teams do things that just have nothing to do with the bearing of my life. Just never made any sense to me. The reason that I'm bringing all of this up is because all of the things that I realized about myself weren't deemed cool in Black culture. It was one of the most awkwardest realizations within myself in my understanding of my own individuality, is that I had so many things that were not put on a pedestal or not talked about or not given value. But in fact, if people found out these things about my life, I would be labeled as corny or not Black enough. I mean, I've gotten comments on my channel even regarding my skin color and how I can talk about Black topics, even though I am a Black man, but I'm light skinned. Okay. Now, the interesting thing about this total equation, as along with Black men being a part of Black culture, there's also Black women. So a lot of Black women would deem all of these things as being corny, nerdy, weird, or lame as well. So I would find myself in a struggle between what I like to do, things that I loved about myself and I would like to dip my nerdy little hands into, than what girls at that time would determine to be worthy. I think one of the biggest problems within the Black community is how we have been marketed. How we've been marketed. Okay. When you look out into media and you look at our songs and you look at what is purported to us to be normal for our culture, you see a self-fulfilling prophecy of what your life should look like, as demonstrated by the lowest versions of our community. It's a goddamn shame, and it's a goddamn problem. I wish and I dream of a day where young boys can grow up and not be taken down because of their intelligence, because of grades that they've scored on tests, because of interests that they have that are not deemed mainstream within the community that they reside in, and flourish, and absolutely flourish. Because I think what the negative marketing does is not only it confuses boys with these particular suits, but then young girls start to establish from a hierarchical perspective what a masculine man should look like. So they begin to establish the Pookie, the Ray Ray, the Hood Booger, and they determine that to be worthy of giving their viscosity to. What's so interesting, as I've gone on my path throughout the world and I've seen like different cultures or something like that, like if you go look in the Asian culture, they battle for good grades, which is completely opposite in the Black culture. They battle. Asian, Indian, battle for good grades. They battle. But what's interesting is when you look at their media doesn't look like our media. So as I look at this particular meme, all I can say is that, listen, if you were the young brother who is this right here on the left, keep doing your thing. Keep working on yourself. Keep working to improve who you are. Battle to get the best grades that you absolutely can. Don't fall victim to what is deemed cool by the opposite sex or even your own sex. Keep doing you. Because do understand that all of the dudes on my block that live that get rich or die trying type of a lifestyle burnt out extremely fast. It's like, you know, you ever go to like a fireworks shop and you get like that giant Roman candle and then you light it and then it goes up like 10 feet in the air and then just fizzles out. When you waited the whole night to light that specific one because it's the biggest one that you had, like that. They died out extremely quick. They were cool. They were popping in high school. All the girls was around them in high school. But they died out so damn quick. But when it comes to understanding your place within this world, this society, success, work, and effort is what wins. And I can guarantee you, as a 35-year-old man that's attained a good degree of success within my life, I am way more happier within my individuality now than those get rich or die trying dudes ever have. And as well as the women that liked those get rich or die trying dudes who by now have gotten knocked up, multiple babies, child support. Just last thing, what I think is so interesting about the conversation about calling black men sellouts for dating white women after they achieve success is that none of the perspectives ever come from an accountable source, right? They never ask the question, why? I mean, I think one of the answers is maybe he's just attracted to another race. That could be one of the answers. But why? Because an accountable person might say, well, I wonder if he experienced something early in his life that then pushed this person out. But bringing up the A word is damn near sacrilegious when it comes to modern women. Questions, comments, concerns? Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Feel free to hit me up. Got a Patreon link down in the description box down below. Over 600 members strong in the building, growing each and every day. Last but not least, I got an Instagram link to that down in the description box down below. All right, I might start going live up there. You got to follow in order to understand when that's happening. You understand me? All right. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.